Hello guys, this is Conquistador bringing you a first official shoutcast of one of my own matches. As you probably already know that the beta is going down on the 31st of May for some time, just mainly for maintenance and some service update for the Battle.net 2.0 system. So today is the 30th of May in Australia, so I just thought I'll bring you guys one of the two most memorable games of this patch for me personally. Have them saved right here. I'm currently ranked 40. Was ranked 30 in the Diamond League, but lost a couple of games due to various reasons. Now I'm down to rank 40 in the Diamond League. This is actually when I first started playing. At the very start of this reset for me. So me playing obviously as the Protoss as always. My opponent Gino playing as Zerg, both in the Diamond League. So without further ado, let's get this game started for you guys. As you probably already know, after patch 11 or 12, the roaches are now costing two pop cap as opposed to one, where it used to be the same as the Zergling. So a lot of Zerg players have switched up their builds. This map is on Kulas Ravine, a 4-player map, so it's rather large, and it's crucial for both parties to scout your opponents out very early in the game to obviously adapt to different builds. And if you don't scout, you'll never know where your opponent's coming from. So down the bottom bottom left corner, I'm actually spawning as the blue Protoss, and at the 7 o'clock compared to my opponent. Now my opponent is spawning as the red Zerg on the upper right corner of the map, and he's spawning at the 1 o'clock as the red Zerg. Now both players are gonna scout really early. Now me, I prefer to throw down a pylon at 8 and quickly send out the probe to scout. Now this just means I'll be down very minor minerals early game, but it's only by one probe, and it's easily compensated because I can chrono boost my nexus into making more probes faster. Now my opponent is currently sitting at 10 drones. He's sitting at 10 drones and sending out his 10th drone, and not sure why he hasn't thrown down an early spawning pool and transition that into an early expansion, seeing as I have no idea where his base is at the moment, because it is a rather large map. So but being positioned in the places that we are, it's a rather short rushing distance. So it benefits, I think, mostly by Terran, because they have your Reapers, and it's easier for your mech units, your tanks and Thors and stuff to move around. Probably not the best for air units, because it's carefully designed so that your base is pretty much walled in, so any anti-air units or static defenses could fight against that. Now just back into the game now, my opponent, I basically tricked my opponent into thinking that my 9th probe was coming from the bottom right corner of the map, when in fact it's actually coming from the bottom left. My opponent's been tricked into thinking that I came from there, so he actually went to the bottom right corner and had that little area scouted out before coming over here. That gives me my valuable time to get up my first gateway and start actually producing my first Zealot. Now just in case if you have missed on the minimap there, I did throw down a early proxy pylon there, and that was spotted by his overlord, and he quickly sent a drone over to try and take it out, so it was quickly cancelled. I cancelled that before it was completed and saved myself those minerals. Now throwing down the gas, and sorry if you guys just listening to me ramble. The drone, his scouting drone did come and was trapped right about here where my cursor is, and I did a quick surround with all my probes and killed it off, and now my ramp is safely blocked off by one Zealot, and throwing down that cybernetics core will allow me to get up some stalkers and sentries and stuff, and throwing down a pylon here because I'm actually expecting this guy to go for a fast expansion on such a big map, which he has obviously scouted, if not will be scouted very shortly, sending out these two Zerglings to either scout or do whatever he was going to do with them. And yeah, I don't think he spotted my pylon just yet, but pretty sure that's gonna be blown out of the water very shortly. Now he spotted it and quickly coming over and trying to take it down. He has thrown down his Roach Warrant, so that's going to help him in the long run, or it should. He's going to start making some roaches, which is rather interesting because, for the lack of a better word, because a lot of Zerg players after the recent patches have pretty much completely got rid of roaches from their builds because it's obviously now costing 2 pop cap, and the costs are pretty much the same, but it's just not quite worth it anymore. A lot of them go from Zerglings and fast tech to either Mutalisks or Hydralisks, and that's going to be very effective as your Zerglings can do a quick surround on your enemy units, and you can quickly then pick off all those expensive units from the group with your Hydras. Now, he obviously knew exactly where I was, sending these two Zerglings out just to see how many units I have at the ramp currently. And I have a second gateway being thrown down here. Occupying those two gases, it allows me to be ahead of my opponent in most cases in gas. In this case, we're rather equal on the economy. Let's have a look at the income here. We're rather equal, all about 500 to 600 minerals per minute, and I'm slightly ahead in gas, as I've mentioned before. It will allow me to do that, even though we're actually both occupying the same number of Vespian geysers. I'm about 50 to 60 gases per minute ahead. Now, he has started massing his roaches. Now, he's probably gonna make his first push right about now and backing off because my units are set to the holding stance. Now, quickly realizing this, I've thrown down my third gateway and gonna send out my units to quickly push him off as he's one of his roaches are down low in health, and his overlords are slowly moving all around the map. To my surprise, none of them have actually started spawning creep yet, which allows his roaches to move a lot faster. Right now he has about 6 roaches. Gonna push into my base and take down this pylon. I've quickly realizing I've thrown down two force fields to stop his roaches from escaping. Knowing that he can't escape, he's going to put up his last fight and try and take out as many of my units as possible. Now, he does have a Hydralisk stand being thrown down here. I'm not sure how effective that'll be, seeing as he's only still on one base. Now, Zerg, when only, occupying from one base, is not quite as effective as if you would throw down his second natural expansion very shortly. Now, he does have the Carapace upgrade for his Hydralisk, which makes him slightly tougher in battle. And he does have the Carapace for his Roaches too, so they're basically having two sort of tank units try and keep me in my base, and he succeeded in doing that. I've been very careful. I do have 3 warp gates, so basically I'm going for the 3 gate into the Robo Bay build. Gonna have my Robo Bay finish in just about 10 to 20 seconds, and getting 3 warp gates now. And in terms of units, I really don't have that much at the moment, but seeing as the Protoss units have their shields, and the shields do regenerate rather quickly now these